Well, again, this is Arlen out of Trader's Gate with another, I guess, helpful how to do a thing. Right now, what this is a tabard. Here you can see the outside. As we did another video, this is a flat fell hem in the shoulders, because it's two panels of cloth, one in the front, one in the back. And right now, I am putting on what's going to be the neck facing. It's actually going to be an under facing. This is on the outside. You can see some embroidery on the front. What I've done right now is I've got two pieces of cloth. One is the under facing or facing, depending on how you want it to end. Mine's going to be going on the inside, so it's an under facing. I have a circle here from my template. This is the neck hole. I have it pinned. I like to do a compass where it's like the four corners and then the intermediate, whatever you want to call the non-primary cardinal directions. Have one needle taken out. What we're going to be doing is following this line. I find with this particular template, so long as I trace on the outside and then cut out the inside here, when I flip everything inside out to be ironed and then pressed for the other side, this ends up being a perfect size neck hole for me. The big trick here, I spoke about using your sewing machine, like different points in this area from the feed dogs to the needle itself, as a guiding point. And what we're using for our guiding point is going to be this outside edge of the presser foot. And then we're just going to follow that. I am by no means an expert or perfect at circles. I have my method that works. And for me, I find what works best with a circle is that as you are sewing, whether you're doing a straight stitch like I am right now or a satin stitch, you want to make sure that your fabric goes in equal speed forward and also is rotated at an equal rate. See, we're getting a little off, but that's fine. Take this needle out, or pin, whatever. You'll see we're rotating as fast as we are going forward, and that is how you keep that circle as perfect as you can. One other tip, I brought this up to another park member, but if you're having issues where you're not able to follow a line, or like your fabric is drifting or it's stretching, bring all of your fabric up onto your table surface. If it's hanging down, it's going to be pulling and you'll have issues. This is one of the few things I actually use my pins for. If I'm doing a straight thing, I generally don't, unless there's, well, even if there's multiple pieces, that's not even guaranteed. I will be later on this when I'm doing bias tape along the edges. I'm not a fan of bias tape. I prefer to do applique trim. So we rotate as we go forward. You might have noticed I went straight away into stitching. I did not bother with doing a back and forth to lock the thread at the starting point. And the reason for that is because I've noticed whenever I do that, it causes a wider line. Like you'll notice that on the edges, especially when you finish this. We're gonna pull this thread up. You'll notice it. Like here, you can see that's exactly what I did here. It's a huge difference. So I'm opting this time around to just start it and finish it all in one go. Gonna go a little bit past, and now we'll do it. Okay. So it's locked in place. I'm not too worried about it being locked in its starting position, because I don't think it's that big a deal, especially since our next step is going to be to cut out everything within the pink circle, and then we're going to iron this through kind of like a hem and then stitch it into place. So let me adjust the camera. So now we have our tabard with the initial startup here. And what I'm probably going to do, I'm going to be using a hand needle to thread these through. We'll do that right now, actually. You have to do this step with applique unless your sewing machine has a function where it'll, I can't remember what it's called, but my embroidering machine has that function. It's got like a pair of scissors on it. You press that button, and what it does is it does a stitch underneath, cuts it off for you, and ties a knot. But if your machine doesn't do that, especially if you're doing applique, if we can get this in here. Figures. As soon as I start to do this on camera. Okay. Alright. So to finish your satin stitch, what you'll do, I always end it on this side, not that side. And what I'll do is take it from this side and have it go through. But we're doing a straight stitch. So we're just going to go back a couple stitches, pull it through. Do the same with this. Now the reason why you're wanting to do this, especially with your satin stitch, is it will prevent your hard work from fraying or coming undone. So now, see, we've got these here. Double knot. And the tighter you make that knot, the closer it is to the fabric, the less likely it's going to be to come undone. Now we do that with this one. Tie it tight. Bam. So that is how you're going to finish your applique. I didn't have to do it for this so much, but it was something to show. If you wanted to, you could probably burn that. I've never burned threads. But so next video, we're cutting this out. So thanks for watching.